the tradition continues. So the emir has been killed. Nigeria didn't do anything, and will not do anything until the next one. Well, let's leave the northern part of Nigeria for now, and maybe take a stop at the PDP's inner fisticuffs, because they kind of have started the move that seems like they are coming for with a wiki, and he himself is not shifting. Here is the supposed chairman of PDP, sort of replying one of one of their members, or one of their BOT members' accusation of them shielding with a wiki this long. Let's go to that one.
Anytime our members goes on television saying that the party is dying, not mindful of the fact that the party has remained a party to beat in this country, as well as have gone into several crises until today. We are still standing. I don't know, maybe if it's the wish of some for the party to die. But honestly speaking, I think as a dedicated member of this party, you should always speak positive of your party. Yes, we may have various interests, but the party will outlive all of us. Some of these founding fathers have left us. The party is still working. And I am proud to say, today in this country, the only development you see in everywhere comes from our governors. If you go to any state that is a PDP governed state, you see the difference. It has been inherent in us. We have remained very, very peoples-oriented party, taking development to the people, and we stand out. So sometimes I feel sad. I also want to use this opportunity to clear certain insinuations that lately been trending in the social media. If I check last, the signatories of this party is the chairman and the secretary. Just because the chairman and secretary has signed a letter, it has become an issue. People going, saying all sorts of insinuation about that. I don't want to join issue with the other person. It's his stock interest. But it pains me when I see somebody who knows the working of NWC going into television to mislead audience and say things that he knows that are not correct. It's painful. Very, very painful. There is a precedence in what we did during Kashamu's case. The chairman and secretary brought to the Supreme Court. There was also the issue of Anambra, where issues came. The chairman and secretary, anytime an individual is, we said this is a working committee. I don't do things without consulting my members. I've always been proud of that. My door has always been open. So nobody is going to intimidate me to relegate my responsibility. You can say all sorts of things. I know that this is the build-up to the coming next. The Amagu must go, the Amagu must go. I thank God, people are making me very popular lately. Anytime you open social media, television, is Damagun, Damagun. Honestly speaking, I've started contemplating it's high time I throw my self into the ring to also buy for the presidency of this country. Because I've become popular, even though negative to bring me down, but I'm not deterred. I have a responsibility to this party to keep it safe and stable. I intend to take all sorts of action as long as this party will be stable. But I've reached a point that I have to talk. I've avoided talking because I know so many things. The way I open my mouth, I know it will not be palatable. But that's the price of leadership. I'm ready to take that bashing, more bashing. And for my detractors, let me tell them, you'll see more of that later. Because I will not abdicate my responsibility. But I will do it within the confines of law. As the
You see, when I bring people like that to your screen, it is just my own way of, showing to you the characters in Nigeria politics. The characters that decides who becomes what, and the characters that decides what is development, what is growth by their own standard. So when they speak, you listen to them, you're like, oh God. Well, that is the national chairman of people destroying people. Unfortunately, it's become so popular that when Wike sneezes, people like him catches cold. The audacity and the rest of that. So he was reacting to Edwin Clark, where that said that he has absconded from his responsibility, that the Wike's madness has lasted too long. And that's why he's dissipating so much energy there to tell you that he's being tactical. It's this. All the development you have in Nigeria was done by PDP. Hey, hello, which of the development? 24 hours electricity. Fastest train network or rail network that run across the length and breadth of Nigeria. The best road network you would ever see in any part of the world. Built just the same. My oppressor is better than your oppressor. Inside the shege, that is the standard of leadership in the contraption. Tell me about the leadership of PDP. It's unfortunate, when somebody said that people must fight for good governance. I said, what is good governance? Because sometimes we should be very clear. 90% of Nigerians don't even understand what is good governance. To some, if anybody can give them food, that is good governance. To others, if they can give them any free money, that is good governance. And if they commission 2 kilometers of road, that is fair enough, good governance. It's better than nothing. If they construct gigantic buildings, they call it general hospital, this or that, with no real equipment, with no real healthcare policy, Nothing, okay? No chance that they will actually pay those who are working in the place. So, but they take the pictures and all of that shining for a few months and everything goes. That is good governance. When they give them 5 hours electricity a day, to some, that's good governance. They never used to have more than 1 hour, 2 hours for a week. To others, once the criminal politicians share once they shared what they call the empowerment, that is good governance. They do not understand what good governance is, and that's a problem. That's the reason why some of you are wondering, why can't people fight for good governance? Because what they see as good governance is not what you think good governance is. And the criminal politicians, they have decoded that. The good governance is anybody who can feed this evening and whoever can provide that food. Especially if you can provide it a week or a day before election. That too is good governance. Honorable, you have forgotten us. You don't even remember us again. It's okay. I'll send people to you this weekend. Then boom. Honorable there can see. Honorable said we should give you 2 bags of rice for all the household, everybody. Say, Honorable. Wale. That's one thing we love about you. You are always very close to the people. You always support the people when they are suffering. So they've decoded that, yeah? Good governance. Good governance, my yansh. Let's listen to the rest.
And you lose a party. Because in trying to run me down, you are running down your party. Anytime people open their mouths, the party is dying. You are telling them, the opposition, that you are not there. And you believe in the party, unless if you are an agent of distraction. You should be positive in any time you talk if you believe in this party. So I said it's an opportunity for me to clear the air. We've just had congresses. Nobody is commending the NWC for the successful congresses we have had so far. Nobody. But I want to urge us, please, when you are doing opposition within, be mindful of the fact that your act can injure the party. You know about Damagun, I may leave tomorrow, but the party is still there. I know this seat is a hot seat. My predecessors have had the same thing. I'm taking my own version, of the heat. I'm not deterred. But importantly, I want to urge us, especially these committees. If you feel before we've been compromised, we've been called names, but nobody is giving us the credit that at least today the party is still one party. It's still intact. You have a responsibility now before you. Those things we cannot do. We are not perfect. I have to admit we are human beings. We may have our shortcomings. We are not perfect. That's why this committee is in place at the right time. I want to urge you, please, let's leave our personal interests and proxy interests. Let's do the needful for this party. The party is still the party to be. They have been campaigning for us. They are the opposition now. This government is like an opposition. They lack even knowledge of how to govern. They lack sense even to address common issues, they don't know how to go about it because in the first place, they are not supposed to be there. So let us cash on this so that at least we can create an enabling environment for our aspiring members that want to come on board come 2027. We may not be there, but we hope that we will leave a party the people will be proud of, the people who come to aspire. Let us not run down our party. I urge all of you, and use your goodwill and opportunity to do the needful. And from time to time, my doors are open. If you need any of us,
you can come inside. I will be there if I am still there. But here is Ningi, the senator that blew the cap on, or blew the whistle on the 6 trillion naira budget padding processed by Akpabioli and his gang in this year 2024 budget. And he was suspended for it, right? Here is his own views on the PDP crisis, he calls it.
It's a good omen that the reconciliation committee is in place, but you need to understand the mindset. The mindset of some key actors is that this party must not survive. This party does not warrant our sympathy because at a time in the immediate past, some people did not get what they wanted.
Are these key actors members of the PDP?
They are members of the PDP. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been crisis. You cannot be a member of the PDP and at the same time be a member of another party. You cannot be a member of the PDP and at the same time enriching or influencing other parties to fight the PDP. As a member of the Board of Trustees, what do you intend to do? And you recall yesterday we went to Rivers to have an audience with the governor. Audience so that we have, for the first time, we were talking to him face to face. You remember, you look at the constitution, the BOT is the conscience of the party. The BOT takes the assets and liability of the party. The BOT is well placed, in a well position to be able to undertake such ventures. We went to Rivers. We had about 2-3 hour session with the governor, and we understood where he was coming from. And part of our reservations is the information filtering around. First, that here you have a sitting PDP governor wants to leave the party. And that really disturbs us. And we reach out to him. First of all, he confirmed to us that he will remain in the party. There is a bona fide member of the party, and that he recalled that he was a member of the party as far back as 2005. And we sat down with him, we understand his issues, and we understand his problems, even before we went there. No member of Nigerian political class will not will tell you that he does not understand what is going on in Rivers. We came back. We came back with all the information we gathered together. But we are not bringing this information into the public domain because part of the crisis has to do with the current minister of the FCT. And we have written a letter, the BOT has written a letter to him to also meet him. While we're in Port Harcourt, we also try to understand the irreducible minimum that the governor can give the party to survive in the state. And we have taken that. Yeah. Our next venture is, of course, to see the FCT minister and had also discussion with him. This is what we had. This is what we think. How do we go forward?
And Senator Ningi, I think PDP members will be excited to hear this because it's just not the governor of Riverside who was in the news as speculated to leaving your party. Yeson Wike was also in the news, many thinking that he was going to leave the party. But again, specifically, he said he's reaffirmed his commitment to the PDP. How does that sit well with you personally as a member of the BOT?
I don't know about you. I take that his statement in good faith, Because at the end of the day, it is practically what you are going to do in future. What you have done in the past is what this reconciliation committee will be unable to unearth. But as a BOT member, what we need is unity, coming together with the same aspiration. A good omen that they
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
There is something about them in that contraption that it is not hard to sort of see through. It's just that it has become kind of like normalized, put it that way. If we have to use the context that, okay, people destroying people they are actually a political party. So they stood for an election. And one of their state governors, with a wiki, because he couldn't get what he wanted, like he said, worked against his own party publicly, boldly, and nothing they would do to him. And he didn't stop there. He stopped his own party from ruling the country, taking over the government, and he was rewarded with a minister. Then he continued to vilify one of the PDP governors, his own successor. And PDP is confused. You know what I mean? Like, they are confused. Like, we are trying to speak to this one. Like, are you a political party or just a group of criminals, right? With umbrella logo, like the group of terrorists, criminals with the broom logo. Yeah, like Owiwi. When you listen to them when they talk, like, Baba, it is so low, man. I don't know. Like, you will listen to all these guys who are running for different offices all over the world. I'm talking about even if you are politicians, politicians, dubious liars, and all that stuff. But you still have to do that convincingly in a way that, yeah, for example, when you listen to like Obama, even if you don't like him or anything, Baba, if you listen to him for just 5 minutes, Baba, you will just find yourself like agreeing with him, like, right. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah. Like that way, even if you listen to have you listened to Boris Johnson as well? I'm just using some known faces, some known figures that you can easily just confirm yourself as well. I've listened to them. People will tell you they are this, they are that, but I'm talking about their politicians, right? Politicians, what they do is kind of like to put up acts, make you believe that, don't worry, yeah, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. They are actors. They can be anything you want them to be. And until they get what they want from you. These Nigerian politicians, I don't know what exactly it is. Or that, it is that you can say, man, when you listen to this guy, and somebody closer is that Peter Obi. He is the one that the way he plays about with figures, statistics, somehow. Even you will be olodo for school. You go just sit down there, they be like, wow. I'm not talking about those Ronukus, they no send, most of them go real school. And most of them are just like Agberos, right? Thugs, right? That probably go abroad, some of them. So I'm talking about real sensible people. When you listen, you'll be like, oh, that's the way it is. When you are like able to if you're a doctor, for example, a medical doctor, that space, you have to be so good that when you are talking about things, health issues that affect people, you see people who know they suffer that kind of health problem, they go on vote for you. You get what I mean? They will vote for you and say, man, I just love his policy on healthcare. Even if you are going to go there and mess up, but you have to know what you are talking about. You have to read, you have to research, so that when you are talking, you don't. But Nigeria, now just mudslinging they do. They will grab the mic and they begin to mudsling themselves. Look at them. They don't know how to govern. They cannot make decisions. But if you look at us, we are the people who love Nigeria. Go and check our record. See, that's how they talk. They talk in a way that you